We are. Hello, everybody. This is Gossip with Bravo, Babe. I am Christina, and I am here with Leanne Locken today.
Whoop, whoop.
Super excited to have you on, Leanne.
I am so happy to be here. Thank you for asking me. I love doing
Yes,
podcasts. I just don't get asked to do too many.
they're fun. It's nice just to like genuinely talk and get to know people, versus what you see on the screen. That's why I love getting the chance to interview, people from reality television. Definitely.
I love that. I love that you get a chance to see who we are away from cameras, which is nice.
Absolutely. So, how is Rich? How are the dogs? How are you?
My husband is off right now filming a new documentary that he's working on that I'm a producer on. Yay! My
Ooh.
first time producing. I'm very excited. And then he's off shooting. The kids, I just fed my kids. They're very happy with me now. Um and that's it. I mean, life is good here. Our little casa keeps, getting better and better and getting happier and happier.
Oh, well, that's so good to hear. And I saw that you hosted with your cute hair. I'm still so upset. I told you earlier, I'm obsessed with how your hair was yesterday. You had the cutest Barbie brunch, boozy Barbie brunch.
It was so fun. It was so fun. Literally, they had bottomless mimosas, and I attempted to see if I could find a bottom, and
No,
I could not find a bottom.
that's
So
my kind of
yeah,
girl.
I came home, and Rich was like, "Oh," and I was like, "Yeah, it's like 6 o'clock, and I think I'm gonna go to bed."
Isn't that the best though? Because then it's like you can recover enough that the next day you're not too hungover because you weren't out partying till 1 a.m. You were only out until 6. You
That's
made
the
curfew.
Yeah, exactly. That's the best. You come home and then you get some extra sleep. And then by the time 9 o'clock rolls around, I was like, okay, well, feel good. Let's get up and let's start the
Give me a
day.
cheeseburger and let's go.
Oh,
That's always
I do
my
love a
go-to
good
rally.
cheeseburger.
Like if I need to rally, I'm like, somebody give me a cheeseburger and I'll get it together.
Aha. So see,
Uh-huh.
that's what you should have on your next t-shirt. Give me a cheeseburger.
Give me a cheeseburger. That's all I need. Well, it's so good to hear that you and the family are doing well. I got so many questions when I was posting that you were coming on my podcast. We can just start with the number one question that everybody asked, which was ask Leanne if she would ever come back on reality television.
Yes. I'm actually currently I'm considering we're shooting a reality type TV show. I'm also calling it an unscripted comedy. It's basically a show called Power Tripping with Leanne,
Ooh.
and it stars me and one of the owners of the production company that's doing it, Joe Groves, and he basically plays the worst manager a talent could ever have, but he is the sweetest. So you don't like, you constantly want to give him another chance. And he dresses in these really loud over the top clothes. And it's just,
Oh.
it's hilarious. It's a chance for me to do improv again, which I love. Because
Hmm.
it is a lot like scripted, I mean, like reality TV, no, we're not told what to say, but we're given
But
a
there's
direction.
points, there's
Yeah,
talking points, there's some direction for
yeah.
sure.
For sure. I mean, they're walking in like, so do you want to tell so and so how you feel? And you're like, okay, that's my job at this
That's
party is
my
I got to go tell
go-to.
so and so how I feel.
Right. How do you feel about producing, being on the other side of the camera in that sense? What's that like?
Love it. I love it because the thing about it was when my friends at Amicus came to me and they were like, we really want to do a show with you. I turned down, I mean, since the end of my time on Housewives to starting to work with Amicus, I had turned down so many production companies and people and shows.
Mhm.
I needed time away. I really needed
Right.
time to like reset how I felt about doing television. And now it's a chance for me to be funny and lighthearted. And I mean, there's a scene in the first one where we filmed New Orleans as our first city we power tripped in. And
Mm.
I get to interview like a king cake person who like he wrote a book on king cakes and everything, and he's like, I think the baby will be right here. And so like my whole thing like was I want to find the baby. I want to find the baby. And then like I'm
Yeah.
looking for the baby. I get my hands in there. I'm looking for the baby. There's no
Oh,
baby.
geez.
Yeah, I mean, it was hilarious. And then finally Joe comes in and he's like, well, how did it go? And I'm like, there's no baby. And he just goes and eats the cake out of my hand. I mean, it's a
So
chance
that's
to
like
have
fun.
fun.
Yeah, it's fun and it's not too serious. You don't have to, you
No
know,
fighting. And if it is, it's like, you know, meh.
nothing compared to Bravo fighting.
No, no, not at
No,
all. Nope, no petty fighting for me. Yay!
no pets. So another question that people had asked is if you were ever asked to be on Ultimate Girls Trip, would you do it? And
I,
who would you want to be cast with?
okay, so I have not yet been asked to be on an Ultimate Girls Trip. Um, who would I want to be cast with? I mean, I have friends all over the housewife world. Like I love Erica, I love Lisa, I adore, let me tell you, New York girls kill me. Sonia, Dorinda, and Luann. That is
That
like
trio,
me. Yeah. I mean, seriously, it's like, whoa, oh, what was it? Larry, you
Larry,
know,
Curly, and Mo.
Mo. Yeah, that's the three of them. Like, I'm not even
Yes.
kidding you. And I'm not going to say who's what because I really don't know. But like, they're all three of them are entertaining. The party never ends. Um, two of them were just in town visiting. They did a live show. You can get tickets to and
I
stuff.
saw. Yeah,
Oh my
Dorinda was
God,
there, wasn't she?
Dorinda and Luann, yeah, and oh my God, we just had the best time. I mean, we had dinner till I can't even tell you how late.
Oh, you took them and showed them Texas.
Well, I mean, me and some friends, we definitely like took them out and had a good time.
Yeah, well, that's fun. See, I love a good crossover. I love when I see housewives crossing over. I saw that you and Lisa Vanderpump, you guys obviously have a love and a strong love for dogs. So you were at her Vanderpump Dog Gala
I
not too
was.
long ago.
She no, she had come to town. She was a keynote speaker for a nonprofit here in town that I'd gone to the luncheon. And so when I got up to the, pre-party to get my picture with her, I was like, are you ever going to get to do, your dog charity gala again? I'd gone
Mhm.
before with Cameron. And I just, that's one of my heartstrings is animals, and
Right.
if you watch my stories, you'll constantly see me sharing dogs that are available for adoption or dogs that need $5 if you can donate for surgery or anything like that, because I it bothers me how many dogs are euthanized in the world. It really bothers me.
Hmm.
In the US, California and Texas are two of the biggest states. So
Are
we're
they?
constantly, yeah. So in Dallas, we're constantly transporting animals to other states because we're
You know
desperate to
what? That
save
you say
lives.
that. My dog Ladybug is actually a rescue from Texas. So
Ah,
we have, yeah, so we have a no-kill shelter in Te not in Texas. We have a no-kill shelter actually right around the corner from where I live, and they got a shipment of dogs from Texas, and I guess they had drove halfway there in these small little cages. They, it was like they got no room to get out and run, and they were just in a car in a crate for however many days it took to get up here.
yeah.
And then they got to the shelter within 48 hours, they were all adopted.
Oh, thank God. Thank
I
God. I
know.
love
And
to
she
hear
is,
that. So is your
yes,
black
she's 4 years old.
is she a black lab?
Yes, she's a black
Okay.
lab. She's 4.
Yeah. So I'll tell you something that most people don't know is that black dogs are usually the last dogs adopted because you can't see the expression on their face. You can't see their
Oh.
sorrow or their pain. And it's so people don't think that the dog is relating to them when
Hmm.
that they are.
They
I
are.
have a I
So
have
that
a
makes me
black.
feel like I have a bigger connection with Ladybug now because when I look the first time my husband and I looked at her, we were like, That's her. That's our
That's
dog."
See, that's what I said whenever I saw Carly, my beagle. Well, I had got Chief when I was still anchoring Plano Television Network. the news. And so he had like jumped into my arms, and then my husband was like, we're keeping the dog. And I'm like, you mean
Oh,
I'm keeping the dog and feeding the dog and walking the dog and picking up poop? And so,
right.
yeah, then when we moved in together and bought our house, Chief was getting a little lonely, a little, lazy. So
Hmm.
then my girlfriend posted pictures about Carly, and I was like, the second I saw her eyes, I was like, she's mine.
Yeah.
Like, she's
Yeah.
mine. Like, that's supposed to be my child. And so and she had all these people had already written on the Facebook post, I'll adopt her, I'll take her, I'll take her. And I was like,
And you're like, no, she's
I'm
mine.
like, get my phone. I'm like, I gotta call now. And I'm like, hey, Cassie, can I just bring Chief over and see if they get along? Because Chief's fat and he needs
Oh,
help.
he needs a
And so,
buddy.
yeah. And
Dogs are
so they
better in
got along.
twos. I think so. Dogs are better in twos.
Yeah. You know what? Because when you're gone, they really do. I got to tell you, my children, when they sit in the office here with me, they will sit, they have little beds by the windows, and they just look out the window, and it's like their world. Oh my God. And when the yard crew comes, woo, I'm talking
They are
dog
so
TV.
observant. Oh,
Oh my
really?
gosh. They run from every window and door throughout the house, just barking, 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 barking. It's
Oh,
their
geez.
entertainment.
It is. So you just have the two dogs then, correct?
Yes. That's all
Yes.
our bed
Any,
can fit with me and my husband in it.
oh, yes. Any other animals?
No, we don't. We have wild rabbits in Preston Hollow, so constantly we'll see a wild rabbit or two. But
Hmm.
no, no, we don't have room for any
I was
other.
thinking about getting a bird.
Okay, so if I got a bird, I want. Did you see the zoo that had to separate the five parrots because they were encouraging each other to cuss?
No, but that
I
sounds
would adopt all five.
hilarious.
I would adopt all five, and I'd be like, fucking go for it.
I need to look this up now. That's hilarious.
Oh my God, it was on Instagram. I sent it to my good friend Heidi. I was like, all right, I'll take three if you take two, and we can like have awesome
We can have
brunches.
them go at it. That would be
Oh my
funny.
God. We could get on the speakerphone and they could be like, fuck yeah.
Wait, you could make them recreate like a dramatic housewife scene.
Oh
Yeah.
yeah. And they could do it.
Oh
They
yeah.
could do it. I was
That's
so
really
excited. Yeah,
funny.
because they were encouraging each other to cuss at the patrons of the zoo. I was like, I'm meant to have these birds.
Oh, that's funny. Well, speaking of animals, again, you were at the Vanderpump dog with Lisa Vanderpump. Yeah.
Yep.
There was a little bit of drama outside of, I guess, filming with Lala Kent and Garcelle. Lala Kent and Garcelle were seated at the same table, and on Watch What Happens Live, Garcelle said she wasn't having any of it, and they left, her and her son Oliver.
Yeah.
And when she said they left, I was unclear if she meant they left the table or if they left the event. So can you clarify if you know for me?
Yeah. They left the event. They left the event.
Okay.
They did go to another table. And I get it. I mean, if you're at beef with someone and you're not, the cameras aren't running and you're not filming, nobody wants to sit at a table and, wait for the ball to drop. So I get it.
Right.
I
And
mean,
fake it. Like you don't want to
yeah,
do that.
no. And it honestly, as much as Garcelle and Lisa are really good friends, it still really was Lala's court because it's Vanderpump Dogs. So I mean, I get
Hmm.
it, and I think that Garcelle made an elegant and graceful move.
I agree
And
completely.
I will say this: Lala and I talked, and she is just a beautiful young girl, and
She really
the
is.
sad part is, yes, she is, and the sad part is, at her age, she's gonna. You remember how many mistakes she made at that age? Ooh, child. I think about like if there was reality TV back when I was young, ain't
Oh,
nobody be respecting me. Ain't nobody gonna be respecting me. I mean, I was a handful of a hot mess. And I look and I really think, like Lala hasn't made as many mistakes as most, and she's kind of dealt with it all very gracefully. She looked
she has.
freaking gorgeous. Yeah,
I
she looked
remember
gorgeous.
specifically she had that red dress on that like barely covered her boobs. It was such a
Woo!
hot dress.
She
Yeah.
was hot, hot, hot. Yeah, I mean, I walked in and I kind of had my back to her, and she was like, "Leanne," and I turned around, and I was like, okay, really? Like, I'm not taking
Hey,
a picture
girl.
with you. Like, it's just rude, you know? Like, I'd even lost weight and everything. And I was like, still not taking a picture with you. Okay. Not happening.
No.
She just laughed at me because she knew I was playing, but I was like, yeah, no, you're gorgeous.
Oh yeah. Well, speaking of like you're gorgeous, you were I'm sorry, you were Miss USA Arizona.
Miss Arizona, USA. Yeah, that was a
So
long
how
time ago.
but still, what a cool title to still have, and that led you to audition and get a part in Miss Congeniality.
It certainly made it easier because you know what? A little known fact about Miss Congeniality is the choreographer that had been the choreographer for Miss USA for like a long time, Scott. He was the choreographer for Miss USA for like our opening number and swimsuit and where to place everybody and all that. They ended up hiring him to be the choreographer for Miss Congeniality.
Oh,
And
that's a
so,
cool little
yeah,
double there.
yeah, wasn't that cool? So basically when we got cast, you know, he would he would he would I would say pick on, but not really pick on. He'd be like, you know, like if we were gonna walk a swimsuit scene and there were three platforms, he'd be like, hey Leanne, lead the way and show them how to walk a swimsuit platform. Because I was also showing the actresses who
That's so
none of them had
true.
ever done a pageant, you know?
That is,
So I
see, I
was like,
never thought
sure.
of that too. You were like the head honcho there, trying to like, they were looking at you like, wow, she is really, she has a Miss USA Arizona title, and we're just acting like we do.
it
So
it
they
was
look,
really fun. It was really fun. I loved the audition. I loved everything about it. I think that getting cast, I was grateful to get cast the part I got cast in, which was Kelly Beth Kelly, Miss Nebraska. I wasn't thrilled about my talent, but when I complained, Sandy was like, yeah, I saw your casting tape. And I was like, oh, never mind.
never mind. So tell everybody what your talent had to be.
So my talent was making balloon animals, or it was supposed to be making balloon animals. And they made me like literally, I had an hour long session with a clown
An
to learn
actual
how to make,
clown.
yeah, to make balloon animals. And I sucked at it. I'm not going to kid you. I sucked so bad at it. Like I had deformed balloon animals. Like they would have three long legs and then one little short leg.
Well,
Like
it's
it
like, what did
was,
they expect of you to do? Like,
well, no, the director
they,
Donald Petrie expected me to be like zim zam fabulous after an hour.
oh
And
gosh.
I remember when I got up to like, he was like, all right, show me what you can do. And I was like, I didn't know what to like, so I start trying to make something and he's like, is that really all you can do? And I'm like, that was a lot of learning. And then he was like, okay, he had the clown, like he goes, just make something for her to play with. And I was like, okay, I'm so glad that I spent the last few days studying, balloon
How to
making.
do balloon animals. That's
And that
funny.
was it. That's how the scene got done.
So
Cheated all the way.
cheated all the way, but you had the Miss USA Arizona, title behind you, so you didn't cheat totally.
No, not totally. And I knew what
Not
I was doing.
totally.
I mean, still I think the thing about competing in pageants is it does prepare you for competing in the world. And when I say competing, while on the surface it looks like you're competing against someone else, you're really just competing with yourself to be your better self. And so
That's
that's what
very true.
that's what I really got into, was pushing myself to see how good I could get at things. I
So
mean, there
you
was a
say that you're
point
a
where
competitive person?
yeah, there was a point where I could walk downstairs without ever looking down in a swimsuit and heels.
Damn.
Yeah, yeah.
Could you still do it, do you think?
Oh God, no. I tried to climb in the Barbie box yesterday from the front into the box. I almost crashed the whole set. It was awful. Everybody
They
was
had a
laughing.
cute,
I was like, yes, thank you. You're welcome. Tip your clown.
but those are like hard to step into because I went into one the other day and they're like hard and then there's that little hump in it. So hey.
Yeah, it was not an easy. And then people were like trying to do it after me, and I was like, hey, and here's the other thing that was hard for me was I'm taller than most of those boxes, especially. And then you put me in platform heels. Now I'm like, I got to bend over to do them, and getting through them. It's like looking at a freaking, ginormous animal trying to climb into a little tiny box. It's just
All
ridiculous.
for the picture, all for the cute
All for
picture.
all for the photo op. Yep.
That's what I did. There's a bakery down the street and they had the most gorgeous setup. I took my girls, we went and we took photos. We still haven't seen the movie, but we took the photos.
Oh, you'll love the movie. You will love the movie. It's really a coming of age movie. I mean, I think every little girl will love it, and I think the moms will love it too. And don't even get me started on the gay crowd because they're gonna be like, yeah, wean it,
Yeah, I'm sure
wean it.
they've seen it.
Oh yeah, oh yeah. When the Kens go at it fighting, I'm like, oh my god, yeah, it's hilarious.
It was just Pride Month. Did you have any cool or fun events that you did this last month of June?
Yes, of course. I love Pride. It's also my birthday month. I judged the Pride Parade here in Dallas.
Oh,
It's my
you
second
did.
year. Yeah, my
That is
second
so
year to judge.
cool.
Oh, I love it. You know what? Any way I can support Pride, I'm 100% there. Um, that's probably my number two strongest obsession
Passion. Yeah,
participation is, yeah, supporting LGBTQ, as their ally. I'm an ally for life forever, and I've been one since I was a teenager. So yeah, and
yeah,
I just get tired of shame being attached to things that you have no control over. And I'm just, as long as I'm around, I'm not going to let that happen. Like, I don't care. Like, I'm not going to let it happen.
exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah, and
So
I love that. I love that you speak out and I love that you participate. So how was the judging though? Who was the winner? What was the theme? What was
it
the
was
like, what was
so
it? Was
hard.
it the floats that you were judging?
Yes, the floats. And
Okay.
there was like 6 or 8 categories. I can't remember how many. And
Oh my gosh.
uh it all these different overall, and and best group. And I mean, I gotta tell you, this year was a hard judge. This year it was a hard
That's a
judge. A
lot. So
ton
it's like
of
a big
people,
deal.
yeah, a ton of people came back out and really entered. And it was just, I mean, Pride is just an event where it everybody's filled with love. I mean, people are like, what's your religion? And I'm like, my religion is love, agape. I just want it for all of us. I think it's the
Absolutely.
only way to really live fully with peace.
Definitely. Do you feel like living with peace has been easier post Housewives that you can focus on your physical, mental health
Yeah,
100%?
100% easier, not, yeah, fighting and worrying about what somebody's going to say about me that isn't true, and that when I try to defend myself, I'm just going to look like I'm lying or making an excuse, or trying to cover up the truth. Yeah, no, I loved my time away. I think it really it took me a while to be deprogrammed. I know that
Okay.
when I left was around the same time that Tamara Judge and Vicky, and so the three of
They
us
were
kind
all,
of stayed in touch with one another. And it takes a good solid year to deprogram. But I think even if you ask Tamara, even today, she went back and she has a whole new um feeling and
perspective on it,
approach.
a whole new
Yeah,
vibe on it.
and she has a whole new approach to how she's handling it because of her deprogramming, which was nice. So,
Right. So coming in with fresh eyes.
and a
So
fresh
that's,
attitude. I think you get stuck in a rut. And then it's like,
yes,
oh, it's my job to do this. It's my job to do this. It's my job to do this. Well, guess what? It's not your job to do that. So unprogram yourself and come back in and look for new ways that you can interact without making it a job.
correct. So do you feel like looking back then, knowing what you know now, I'm not sure if you heard what Bethany Frankel has been speaking out on lately with potentially unionizing reality television stars and with compensating and getting what is owed and what is deserved in so many different levels of reality television. And
Yeah.
yeah, speaking to you, I told you earlier also, your personality reminds me of her. So where do you stand when it comes to, what she's been saying? Have you been listening to it?
100% and agreeing with her. I think people don't understand, like, we film an episode, we get paid for that episode. And then Bravo runs it and repeats during the season all the time. After the season, then they sell it overseas to New Zealand, to Ireland, to England, to Australia,
Australia. Hmm.
and we get nothing additional than the one time that we actually shot it. And
Right.
no,
And
I
I
don't
think
think
that's
it's
so
fair.
surprising for people to know because I don't think the average person knows that. I think that they believe, reality stars get paid unlimited amounts of money, which is,
No,
I think that that's the case for one reality television show, and that's the Kardashians, but that's because it's completely
they
produced
own
by
it.
them and
Yeah,
they own that show. So
they own it. They're
that's the
making
only.
money on both ends.
Right.
Yeah,
But when it comes to everybody else, no way. Real Housewives, no way. These
we
new
don't get.
newbies on Summer House that I've spoken to, they tell me that they've made four figures just from the, summer. And you would think that somebody on Summer House makes, I would have thought like hundreds of thousands, not
Nope.
even close.
No, Bravo starts most of their first year cast at they try to get them to start at around $3,000 an episode, which is
Hmm.
piss money. I mean, like
Right.
seriously, like that's one table at one charity event here in Dallas, you know? So
Hmm.
no, there's no payment that you really you give your all and you don't earn crap. And she's
Right.
right. I mean, I would, can you imagine the residual? I still get money from Miss Congeniality. I
Do you
still get
really?
checks from Miss Congeniality. So
I
could you
love that.
imagine if I was still getting checks from Housewives? I mean, I'd be
Right.
thrilled. And after you've had 4 seasons or 5 seasons, come on. Can you imagine
Yeah.
Vicky? 12 seasons?
Oh
Shit.
my
Yeah,
gosh.
I'll
I
take
know.
those
And it's
residuals.
Yeah, and it's deserved. I really think it is. I can wake up on a Thursday morning and Real Housewives of Dallas will be on Bravo and they just happen to be airing, a two-season special that day. Well, it's like, okay, well, show me the money. Like, what do you
Yeah,
mean?
we're not making anything off any of that. And the thing is, it's like they own it in perpetuity. They own it for life. They can run it wherever and wherever they want. They can sell it to whoever they want.
Like
And
they sell it to Peacock, is like, and they run them on Peacock, and now there's the extended
yeah,
versions, and
and if you look at it, I mean, the strike that's happening right now, I mean, reality TV was created when the actors and writers struck for the first time back in the 80s. That's when reality TV was created. And then it sort of exploded, and everybody was like, well, crap, we can pay them one time. And I mean, it's a big bankroller for, you know, um,
oh yeah,
networks. It's
networks,
huge.
right?
Yeah,
Oh yeah.
I mean, talk about a bad relationship. Yes, 100%. And Bethany knows it. And you know what? It's amazing. When you're done with reality, you look back and you're like, oh, I should have demanded more. But you know what?
More.
When you're just getting into it, you're like, oh, I must be so lucky. I must, they must see something special in me. And then when you're done
And
with it, you're
and
like,
they do, but at the same time, it's just not shown.
no, not only do they see something special in you, what they see is dollar signs. Because they're like, oh, this bitch crazy. She gonna make us lots of money.
Yeah. Which is why, like we said earlier, you never missed an event. There was never an event filmed that Leanne Locken was not at.
That didn't film. Yeah, every event that I went to during all of my seasons, every event I attended aired. Every
Aired,
event.
which is, I
Yeah.
feel like that's so rare to hear from a housewife.
Yeah. Cameron threw a party for I think it was Rent the Runway, and the party never aired. And I wanted to go to her party, but they forbade me. They were like, nope, you got to go on a date with your husband. I'm like, not that I don't love my husband, but like I'd
But
like to
like,
go
come
and support
on.
my cast. Like, not only do I
Right,
want to go support her because she's a cast member, but because she's one of my friends. Like, and that's
right.
really kind of how we socialize here is, parties.
And that's the
So
kind of control that production had. They wanted a solo scene with you and Rich at dinner, and they said, we want you to film this first going to the party. And that's just like, I mean, I guess that's the control, if you will, that they had.
yeah, and they do. And I think most people, and I also, that's one of the things that always drove me crazy is like, I know when Lisa Rinna would be like at the reunion, she'd be like, I just don't remember. And I can't tell you how many times I've said, I do not remember. You say so much that the audience will never see, will
Mhm.
never see. And then you are expected to remember it like 6 months later. Like, I'm
Right.
sorry, child, I
And then,
barely remember what happened yesterday.
yeah, and it's like the things that they do show, we don't have full context for, so
No.
they
And
pick
then
and
you don't,
choose.
and they air things out of context. And then all of a sudden you're like, well, that's not what happened.
Right.
And then the people who it's aired for the positive side, they're like sending out tweets. Yeah, that's exactly how it happened. And you're like, forget it. It's not how it happened. I
Right.
can't, you can't defend yourself. Just let it go. Let it
Well,
go.
as far as like let it go, what do they say? Let go and let God.
Let
The
go and let
um
God. Yep.
the
Many a
podcast
times.
that Bethany and Jill Zarin just did. I'm not sure if you got a chance to hear any excerpts from it or listen to it. I know you and Jill Zarin are friends.
Yeah, I'm getting ready
Um,
to go to her party in the
this is
Hamptons.
so fun. I need
It's
you to
going to be a
shout out
blast this
Molly when
year.
you get there for me. Tell her I said hi.
I will. I will.
My
She's excited.
Instagram friend.
She commented on my post today, and I was like, I can't wait to see you. She was like,
Oh, she's
yeah.
so sweet. Yes,
Oh
so I
yeah,
know that you're going to go there for the Hamptons, have a good time. But on the podcast episode, speaking of, things that happened on camera that you didn't know, I was so shocked and surprised to hear about Bethany attending Jill Zarin's late husband's
Bobby.
services.
Yeah,
Yeah, and Jill had no idea, and Bethany
that they were
didn't
going to
know that Jill
film.
had no idea. That is,
You
to
guys have
me,
you have no idea how they like just
can
mess with
manipulate,
you.
and
Yeah, they do, man.
that to me was so gut-wrenching to hear because what if Jill walked out with a different attitude and Bethany would have been ambushed? It was Bobby's services, it should have been about nothing but that. So the whole
It,
situation was just it was shocking to hear that they both were taken aback by each other's, recollection and his story with it.
yeah, and you know what though, and that it sadly it doesn't surprise me, but knowing Jill as well as I do, I get it. I mean, like this luxury luncheon that I'm going to in the Hamptons is for Bobby's Memorial Trust. I mean, this has been thrown what for like 10 years and it's for Bobby. I mean, Jill loved and adored her husband. He was her whole universe, And I can't even imagine what it was like to have to go through with that on camera losing your husband.
On camera. She even
Yeah.
made a comment. She said, if I knew cameras were going to be there, I would have worn more makeup and less sunglasses. Like she kind of chuckled at herself. And I was
I
like,
mean, you
well,
think about it. You're
yeah,
you're not you're not prepared to be on TV when you're not told that you're scheduled to film.
and
So,
at your lowest point in your life. So that whole conversation to me was so jarring. Um,
oh,
and that
it's no different than when I completely when they gave me all those drugs before my surgery, and then people were like, and then Brandy, of course, was like prying me to say something, and then
behind the door,
the
right?
producer told me later that she ran out of that room after I said all that, and she was like, tell me you were filming that." So I mean,
Oh,
she knew what she was doing. They knew what they were doing. I was high as a motherfucker. I don't
like
remember
let a
any of it.
girl live.
I mean, honey, well, what happened was I took uh, a something with relaxant. I forget what it's called. Not Demerol, but I took a pill before I left my house, and it was supposed to keep me calm and all that. But then riding with Brandy the whole way over there, like, got me all worked up. And then when I
Yeah.
got there, they took my blood pressure and my heart rate, and they were like, "Girl, you got to calm down. Like, you're going into surgery." So they gave me another one, and I was like, I remember nothing. I could have strutted around butt ass naked, and not remembered it. I honestly
And
like.
maybe you did. Maybe you did.
I mean, maybe you never know. I was really trying to get one of my friends that really knew me, that wasn't an on camera person, to
To
be
go
there
with
to
you.
kind of protect me. But,
Hmm.
producers just push those people out of the way.
And they probably don't grant them permission to be, they probably say, no, we don't want them. And
No, you can't be in the room. You can't be in this. You can't be in that. Yeah, there were no cameras in the room because I was already in my gown. I wasn't
right.
mic'd. Only
You were
Brandy was.
vulnerable. You were, yeah, you were ready for surgery. So
Only,
vulnerable.
only Brandy was mic'd. Only Brandy was mic'd.
Oh,
That whole room, all you got was Brandy's audio, which is high as I was at that point. I was probably screaming, you know.
right.
But I will tell you this: I I loved all the people that took the door with the words on it and was like, "This will be the next audition tape for Juilliard." Like, yeah,
That's another one of those things that still comes around the Twitter land is that picture with the door and your words, and another one is the hot dog costume.
yes, I love my little hot dog costume and my little baby hot dog.
Yeah, that's
That
still
was
a
so
frequently
fun.
used like GIF.
That's so fun. Honestly, like for me, it was like it was I wanted to do it. I just thought it was hilarious. And it was like, if I'm gonna be sitting in confession talking about this scene, let me just go put the damn hot dog costume on.
Hell yeah.
And they were like, you would do that? And I'm like, yeah. Like, what do I care? It's funny. I mean, like, I like to laugh at
And it
myself.
was, and it lived on. It lived
And it
on.
it lives on and on and on and on and on. Yes. Yes.
It does. So do you still talk to any of your former Real Housewives of Dallas castmates? I saw pictures of you with Cam Westcott, and I saw pictures of you with Carrie Duber, I think. Actually, I was doing like a deep dive on your page. Love it. I saw the photos of you with them, but then I also saw something
And you should have
for
seen photos of me with Tiffany Moon and with
yes,
Carrie Brittingham.
yes, Tiffany Moon MVP on her funny doctor stories that she posts with her anesthesiologist humor. Hilarious.
Yeah. Yeah.
But it was something that I saw for Nikki Hilton's shoe line that came out, I believe,
Oh, yes.
or
Yes, yes, yes. Yeah. Nikki
but you were
premiered her
photographed
shoe
with
line at Alice and
Kathy.
Olivia. Mm-hmm. I
Yes,
bought
I
two
love
pairs.
seeing the picture of you and Kathy. Ooh, so cute.
Oh, yes. Oh, and that bag. Oh my God, that bag.
But I
Kathy's
didn't see the
bag.
bag.
I forget what it said. Oh, what was that word that she was so famous for
Oh,
saying? And
hunky dory. Wasn't it
hunky
hunky
dory. That's
dory?
what it said on her purse.
Yes,
Hunky dory. And I
yes.
was like, Lord help us all. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, that was cute.
Kathy is really good friends with my good friend Tina Craig. So
Okay, so that's the
yeah.
connection there. Very
Hmm.
cool. So was the opening in Dallas then, or did you travel for it?
No, it was that was in Dallas at the Alice and Olivia store in Highland Park. Yeah.
Oh, okay, okay.
Yeah.
Well, that's cool.
But they were
Very
super
cool.
cute shoes and super casual and flats. I mean, so I was like, oh my God, the Hamptons are coming up. I'll grab two pair of flats to run around in.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Very cool. Yeah, you're
And they
all
were
over
both,
it.
and
Events and
I love events. I love to go out. I love to be social. I mean, I think it's one of the
mhm.
things that, I struggle. I never hid this. I struggle with depression. And so for me, being social keeps me out of the pits of depression.
Mhm.
So no, I love going out. I
And
mean,
it brings
when
awareness to, what the event is for also, which I remember when you first came on the scene on Dallas, that was, your heart and soul was charity events.
and
So,
it's still,
the fact that you still go and you still, support, and that's really nice to see.
what's so funny is before Dallas, I went to charity events and I went to the strip on Cedar Springs, which is our gay strip. And after Dallas, I still go to charity events and I still go down to the Roundup. And it's so funny is like during season you would see them like sprinkling down at the Roundup or on Cedar Springs, and I was like, what's your ass doing down here? Like, you don't even like gay people. Like, what the hell? But I mean, it's just, it's goes to the testimony of, who is authentic on camera and who is authentic in their life and who isn't. And, if you ask Cameron, she's, even told one of our vice presidents, she was like, the only person on our cast who is the exact same off camera as she is on camera is Leanne. And I mean, like,
Yeah, and I,
I don't care. I mean, I care to a point, but to be honest with you, I care more what God thinks about what I'm doing than what people think about what I'm doing. And I'm not going
mhm,
to say I don't fall and I don't make mistakes. I do. I'm a broken human that makes mistakes, but you know, perception is not always the truth. So
right.
you can only perceive things to the level of which your experiences will allow you. So because I have such a tragic, turmoiled childhood, my
Childhood,
perception
right.
is very great. I have a huge, I'm able to perceive things that most people can't because
Right.
I've experienced so much,
Hmm.
you know?
And for such a young age too. And it gave
Yep.
you perspective so young.
It also gave me a reason to grow my voice. It gave me a reason to stand up, not just for myself, but for others.
Hmm.
um it you know I wouldn't wish it on anyone because it was very difficult to survive, but at the same time it made me who I am, and I will not be denied the fact that as a child I survived some terrible things, and
Right.
I deserve grace for that. If I behave differently today, if I behave badly today and I say, well, you just don't understand, like that's how little Leanne would have handled it, it's true. And
Hmm.
that's not an excuse. That's
No, you have to take it for what you're saying.
I was
Absolutely.
permanently damaged, altered as a child, and that alters how I behave as a human, as an adult.
Absolutely.
Now that the show has ended and I've really done a deep dive on a lot of this, it's like, oh, that makes so much sense. There were so many things that I should have said that I had no idea how to express myself back then.
Hmm.
So it's nice
It's
to
like
be
we
able
said,
to see
taking
it
that
now.
time apart. Yeah, take that
Yeah.
time apart, take that time out. I'm ringing Andy Cohen's doorbell to get you on a Real Housewife Ultimate Girls trip. That
Well,
would
you're going to
be
have to ring that man's
incredible.
number.
I'm going to. I'm going to see him at BravoCon and I'm going to slip him a note.
Do it. Be a good surprise. He would love it.
He loves you, I'm sure, because it's hard not to. I really appreciate you coming on and doing this with me.
Thank
Um,
you.
Thank you for coming on. No, seriously. I'm glad to see all the good things that you have going on and that people are
I'm
going to hopefully see you on screens.
Oh yes. Oh yes. I mean, listen, I'm going to the Hamptons for 10 days. I'm gonna go to Jill's party. Amazing people are gonna be there. It's produced by
Yes.
Ticket to Events. Those guys are the guys that I started Eternal Traveler magazine with. So that's why we traveled during COVID, because we were like, well, okay, there's nothing else to do. It's not like we're gonna throw an event. So we started traveling together.
Let's
And
go.
then yeah, and then they're also producing the interactive bruncheon in the Hamptons, which last year I hosted, but this year I get to go as a guest and just drink and have a good time. I'm very good at that. Yeah, and then I have my power tripping reality show that I'm working on, and then I got cast in a movie that they're doing as well
Oh,
called Sex, Greed, Murder, and Chicken Fried Steak.
sex, greed, murder, and chicken fried steak.
Yes, and it is
Everybody that's
literally,
watching needs to say that out loud now. Say it to
oh, good
yourselves
luck.
wherever
Say
you
it three
are.
times real fast.
Yeah, wherever you are right now, everybody listening, go and say that. So tell me what that is. What's that about?
That movie is about, honestly, like, Texas used to have really good old boy days where the boys ran everything and it did not matter what you did, you got away with it, including murder. And it's basically about a Texas oil billionaire who used to beat his wife and ended up killing her 12-year-old daughter downstairs in a basement, and then killing her boyfriend of the time.
Oh,
And basically, like, the Fort Worth jail system never even locked his cell. He could come and go whenever he wanted. And that's what money will get for you in Texas. And we still have a lot of the good old boy days around here. But
hmm.
that's one of the things I love about the Barbie movie is it really points out how much of the good old boy days are still
Oh,
around.
really?
Oh,
Ooh,
yes. Oh yeah. Which is why it's
Interesting.
really a great coming of age movie for young girls. I think hopefully it'll be a big eye opener for girls to really kind of take their lives by the horns and just live it for themselves, you know?
If that's the message that you got from it, I'm so excited to see it then. That's nice. And that'll be
It
something that my girls are too young right now, but when they understand what words mean,
Yeah.
then I'm
No, and
hoping
you'll
that that'll be a good one.
when you see it, honestly, you're going to be like, okay, reminders to self. When my girls turn 9, I need to show them this movie again, and we'll just have a Barbie party night and just watch the movie because
Just
it
watch
really
it.
is. It really is. Yeah. I loved it. Warner Brothers had me come to a special sneak peek premiere, and oh my god, I laughed so hard. So hard. Like
Who
I
did you go to
literally
that premiere with?
I took my friend London who lives here. He just moved here from well, he's originally from Laredo in Mexico City, but he lives here and he's been here for about a year. So I tote him around whenever I go out.
That's nice.
And we laughed so hard. I mean, it was hilarious. You know, and then he buys a
Okay.
box of popcorn on the way out. I'm like, really? Why
On
didn't you
the,
buy that while we were in the movie theater? I would have eaten
on the
it.
way out. That's a new one.
He just
But who
wanted the
doesn't?
Barbie bin. He wanted the
Yeah.
Barbie
Oh, the
popcorn box.
car.
Oh no, they came in like this gorgeous pink plastic box that you could keep forever.
Oh, geez.
Oh,
Of course it
wait till
did.
you go. I'm not kidding. Like the Barbie crap is going to be off the chain. Barbies are going to
And that's
like
cute.
make a lot of money this year.
Oh, I'm sure. I mean, and I love pink, so I'm totally fine with walking into a pink scene, pink everything. Like, who doesn't love pink?
Everything. It's I mean, seriously, it is the pinkest of pink. Oh, and the costumes are just I'm I the second I saw some of the costumes, I was like, okay, this is gonna be Halloween. It's gonna be a Barbie Halloween.
Ooh.
Big
Yes. Oh,
time.
it
Might as well
definitely will be a
start
Barbie
looking for the
Halloween.
costumes now. Yeah.
Speaking of
I think
outfits, and
people should go as the weird Barbie.
ooh, I'm gonna
You'll
have to
see.
see what
When
that
you
one looks
watch
like.
it, you'll see what I mean.
That'll probably be me. I would want to be like the weird Barbie.
I want to be the no weird Barbie was the doll that you like cut the hair and burned it, singed it, and drew on it with markers. You know, you'll see. It's so good. The movie is so good,
Okay,
so
well,
good.
I'll tell you my thoughts after I see it for sure.
Okay, good.
So you're going to the Hamptons. You are gearing up for that. I want to know, do you have an outfit picked out for
Yes,
Jill's
I
Anne's?
already do, of course. And I was debating, do I send it to Jill and be like, hey, this is what I'm wearing. So I just want to make sure you're not wearing the same thing. um, but yeah, I'm wearing this beautiful Dolce and Gabbana dress I just got in, and you know now I just have to figure out if I'm going to wear silver or gold with it. So you know, it's real first world problems over here.
Right.
Really is. My
Us women
dogs.
got some big problems.
Yeah, I listen. I grateful as the day is long for my life, my husband, my fur children. I'm grateful that God blesses me and that He continues to bless me. And I could just, I mean, that's my word for 2023. Grateful, grateful.
Grateful. Love it.
Yep.
That's a great word to have as your, and manifesting has been my word of 2023. I have found that waking up every morning and setting intentions has tremendously helped, not even just, I mean, things happening, no, but just my overall sense of like hope for things.
Yeah. Yes.
It gives,
Intentions and
that,
affirmations.
yes. And
And
that's what I'm
you want
trying
to
to
know a
instill in my kids too, is those affirmations.
Yeah. You know what? One of the biggest secrets that I do is I listen to good focus music whenever I'm working. And I also make the passcode to get into my computer something I need to work on. So every month it changes, like
Ooh.
be kind or, like there's always something. I think faith is God was the one that I, uh, um,
Started with.
yeah, faith is God or something like that. And I remember like that was my went to log in like right after I left Housewives. I was just like faith in God, faith in God, faith in God. And it just, you know what? You don't realize how much when you say it to yourself, which you have to type it in,
Yes.
it's just a mental note. It's a mental hack that you can
That's
do.
actually a really good hack.
Yep.
I'm gonna tell my family members about that. I'm gonna text them and say, hey, start changing your passwords.
And it's a great
That's
hack,
actually a
and you
super
can
good
do it
idea. Yeah.
every month. You should change it every month. I made mine like 28-bit crypt keys, and I'm like, I have had my Instagram hacked, hijacked like twice last year,
Ooh.
and it's a nightmare. And I just told myself, like, I finally got on the phone with Meta, and I was like, tell me what I do that this never happens again. So,
It's
you
like
know,
they want your blood or something.
no, they go on when they steal your page, they delete like all my highlight stories. I mean, they go on and start deleting posts and reels, and it's just
Oh,
awful. It's awful, and
and
then you
then
lose that content, and you don't have it. Like it's gone.
exactly. Oh,
Yeah. So it was a real
tragic.
nightmare.
Well, yeah, and then when you try to get it reinstated, they make you send pictures of your heart and soul to verify that it's you,
Oh my God, ridiculously overprotect. Yeah. I'm like, where was that protection when it was getting hijacked?
right? Well, Leanne Locken, thank you so much for joining me on Gossip with Bravo, babe. I know that my
Thank
listeners are going to
you.
be super happy to hear from you and everything that you have going on. I
If
definitely
they ever
got a
have, if
lot of love when I posted that you were coming on.
yay, you know what? The watchers, the viewers, they're what makes the the show worth doing. Honest, they're what makes the show worth doing. No matter how much shit you go through from the other cast members or from the network, the people who watch it and say, "Oh my God, I loved you. You were my favorite." It every time that happens to me, it's a little pat on the back that's like, you know what, Leanne, you did a good thing. You did a good thing. You know,
Hmm.
you
Absolutely.
opened up and hopefully you helped someone. I mean, listen, if you
Well, you,
crazy fucked up, I mean, definitely, just
then you're
figure out
here
how
for
I
it.
got better.
That's awesome. Well, thank you so much for joining me. I'm gonna hit you up to know about how the Hamptons went, how your outfit looked. I'm all about the fashion. So yeah, we will definitely chat soon, and you have a good
Good.
rest of your week, Leanne.
You have a great night. I hope your babies didn't wake up.
They didn't, which I prayed for. All
Thank you. If you ever need anything,
right,
just holler.
I will. All right, bye, babe.
Bye, sweetie. Thank you.